Hello and welcome to a brand new video. So today you join me for my Premier League prediction. That is right, today we are predicting Premier League Game Week 5. In this Game Week, guys, we have a Merseyside derby and we also have Arsenal versus Man City. So this is a series, guys, where I talk about each side, go through each matchup and then give you my prediction at the end of that conversation, guys. So like today's video, guys, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not ready, and without further ado, let's begin predicting our Premier League Game Week 5. First, we've got Liverpool versus Everton. That is right, guys. Liverpool left it late to beat Burnley 1-0 in the 94th minute of full time. Good win for Liverpool in the end. Great win for Liverpool in the end. Mo Salah again does not let Liverpool down, and that is a man you want on the penalty spot if you've got a last-minute goal opportunity to win the game. Liverpool, guys, still sit top of the league. Still played for, won for, and that's all you can ask for from a Liverpool perspective, okay? Everton, they drew 0-0 with Aston Villa. A fairly decent point for Everton right there. Obviously, Villa right now in a massive state right now of scoring goals. So I think Everton will take a 0-0 draw against Aston Villa. Everton do sit in 6th place this year. Liverpool sit in 1st. Guys, this game could be one of the closest Merseyside derbies we have had in a long time, because the way Everton are right now, you know that Everton, guys, have a fantastic side now, and you know what, they could actually compete with Liverpool. But for me, guys, there's only going to be one winner for me. That's right, guys, I've got Liverpool to beat Everton 2-1. Next, we've got Brighton versus Spurs. So Brighton, guys, lost 2-1 to Bournemouth, okay? Again, guys, Brighton have had a slow start to the season, just like last year. But I think with Brighton, guys, you know, they will come on strong. And their manager, Hertzler, has done a fantastic job since he took over last season. And you know what, guys, I think Brighton will compete for a top 10 finish this year. They are on 4 points, they're sitting 30th place right now. But like I say, guys, Brighton always compete against teams. Then we get Spurs, who beat their London rivals, West Ham 3-0. Fantastic result for Spurs right there. Spurs, guys, do sit in 3rd place, only 3 points behind leaders Liverpool. And you know what, guys, I said to start the season, now they've got Thomas Frank in charge. He's going to get them playing some great football. And I've got to say, guys, since he has took over, to get 9 points in the first 4 games, fantastic right there. And trust me, guys, Thomas Frank is such an underrated manager. He does not get the credit he deserves. So now he's at Spurs. Hopefully he can get that credit he deserves. And also, they beat Villarreal yesterday in the Champions League. So, you know what, guys, Spurs on something special with Thomas Frank. And I've got, you know, this year it might take a bit of time to adapt, but I think they'll compete for the top 4. Hopefully, if they can keep up what they are doing. Guys, I do have Spurs to beat Brighton 2-0. Burnley versus Nottingham Forest, guys. Burnley nearly got a point against Liverpool, obviously due to a penalty spot win. They lost in the 94th minute. I felt quite sorry for Burnley, because I got to say, guys, Burnley battled hard, and that is all you can ask for from a Burnley perspective. Burnley, guys, in their first 4 games have picked up 3 points. You know, on paper it's not great, but Burnley, guys, you know, they do look a different side this year to what they did 2 years ago in the Premier League. Obviously, they are passing the ball around lovely. They are competing, and then, guys, you know what? Burnley could be a different situation this year. I think Burnley might be okay. We'll see what happens. But you know what? They'll be very upset about the 1-0 defeat against Liverpool. But they do have a chance, guys, because they're up against Forest, who lost 3-0 to Arsenal. And Postecoglou, guys, has not got off to a great start. I know he only had a couple of training sessions to adapt his team. But again, a lot of Forest fans, let them know on Twitter and X. She'll call it X. A lot of people on X messaged me saying how upset they are with this appointment of Postecoglou, and you know what, I see why. I don't think he's the right man. We shall see what happens. But you know what, guys, if he does turn it around, obviously losing 3-0 to Arsenal, it's a tough one, because obviously, you know, he took over as manager like literally 4 days ago, so it's hard to sort of situate that. But we'll see what happens, guys. I think this game would be a fantastic, exciting draw. So that's right. I've got this game, guys, to end as a 1-1 draw. Next up, we've got West Ham versus Crystal Palace, guys. This is another London derby clash. West Ham lost 3-0 to Spurs, guys, and I've got to say there are talks around now surrounding Graham Potter's future. Apparently, they have held talks with Nuno Santo. We'll see what happens with that one. But yeah, guys, I think if West Ham lose badly again to Palace this weekend, it could be the end of the road for Graham Potter. That massive break he had, Potter, he said, you know, he's learnt a lot since then. And I don't know. He keeps losing, and West Ham look like they give up, you know, last 10 minutes of the games. And so the last 2 games I've watched, they've given up the massive defeat. So I don't know. West Ham could be in trouble. I think, my personal opinion, they are lacking a striker, and that is a big problem. They're not scoring enough goals. They're up against Palace, who drew 0-0 with Sunderland. Not great, but a point is a point. Keeping a clean sheet as well. And Palace, guys, in their first 4 games have picked up 6 points, and they do sit in 9th place. So Palace, guys, yeah, they could have a good season. Their main target was keeping Mark Gay. They have kept Mark Gay, but he's a free agent next year, and they could lose him on a free. We'll see what happens with that one. But Palace, guys, look a good side this year. I'm quite excited to see where they go, because Glasnow's manager, you know, last season it was about to be sacked, but he turned it around massively, and he's now, you know, competing. So that's all you can ask for. So just that, guys, I do have Palace to beat West Ham 2-0. Next up, we've got Wolves versus Leeds, guys. So Wolves lost 1-0 to Newcastle. Again, competing, battling, but Wolves remain the only team in the Premier League right now to pick up no points in their first 4 games. And just like last season, it happened last season as well. Obviously, they came on strong towards the end, but they picked up not many points last year as well. And you know what, Wolves, guys, if they keep losing games like literally 1-0, it's going to bite them on the bum, because obviously losing, yes, guys, Wolves aren't getting thrashed, but they aren't finding the back of the net, and also losing all the games. And yeah, 4 games played, 4 losses, no points on the board. And Wolves, man, can they bounce back? Can they bounce back from this awful start? They're up against Leeds, who also lost 1-0. They lost 1-0 to Fulham, but in my opinion, the goal they conceded in an own goal, such a strange own goal. Fantastic header, but strange own goal. But yeah, Leeds, guys, sit 16th place, got 4 points in their first 4 games. Personally, it's not bad, but obviously, guys, the Premier League is tough, and it'll, you know, picking up little points here and there, not good enough. Leeds, guys, game to end as a 1-1 draw for Wolves to pick up their first point of the season. Next up, we've got Man United versus Chelsea. Man United lost 3-0 to their Manchester rivals, Man City. Awful result. Man United, right, they are playing such a strange formation under Ruben Amorim, and he has actually now been criticised by a lot of media and a lot of fans about his selected formation, and he's even come out and said he will not change the formation. And to me, if he's not willing to do that, obviously it's not working, guys. And to me, their big problem is they're not starting Sesko, who they bought for massive money. But watching that game against Man City, he looks bang average, I've got to say. He looks bang average. And I don't know, Man United, guys, are in massive trouble. Their worst start again to the season for many years. And Ruben Amorim, I say it every single week, guys, surely he's about to be sacked, because in my opinion, Man United don't look very good. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Man United, man, what is happening? They're up against Chelsea, who drew 2-2 with Brentford. Not a great point for Chelsea, considering they were fighting for the top of the table this week. Chelsea do sit in 5th place on 8 points. Yeah, in the same situation. Is they can attack for days, okay, but they can't defend, and they are letting in goals, and that is a big problem. Like, Enzo Maresca had trouble with that at Leicester in the Championship, where Leicester conceded, you know, quite a few goals. Same thing with Chelsea this year as well. And you know what, I don't know, Chelsea will be good this year. I think they'll get top 4, because the team they've got, man, it's unreal. Just on that alone then, guys, I've got Chelsea to beat Man United 3-1. Fulham versus Brentford. This is another London derby. You've got Fulham guys who beat Leeds 1-0, which is a freak own goal. But guys, a win is a win. And I've got to say, I watched the highlights to this game because I wanted to watch one player, and that was Kevin, who they signed transfer window. Guys, Kevin looks fantastic. Like, he looks really, really quick. Who reminds me of? Do you remember the ex-Man City player, Robinho? Fast, skillful, and you know what, guys? He could be a massive addition to their squad this year. Fulham do sit in 11th place on 5 points. So you know what, guys? Fulham have not had a bad start to the season, in my opinion. Up against Brentford, drew 2-2 with Chelsea. Okay, they do sit in 12th place right now. And I've got to say, guys, Keith Andrews have done a fantastic job since coming in. You know, Brentford guys lost all these players. Wizard, Mawumbu, Norgard, their captain, and also their manager, Thomas Frank. They brought in Keith Andrews from the set-piece setup to become full-time manager. And I've got to say, guys, he's got him playing some good football. And you know what? Fair play to him. Brentford guys do sit in 12th place. I was a little bit worried about Brentford this year because you know what? I do like Brentford. You know, they're a good side to watch. And obviously, when they got rid of their manager, well, when their manager left, I thought, damn, you know, this could be the end of Brentford. But they've come back. Keith Andrews has done well. Henderson looks a good player still. Henderson is still ruling that midfield. And you know what, guys? Brentford will beat Fulham. I've got Brentford guys to beat Fulham 1-0. Next up, we've got Bournemouth versus Newcastle, guys. So Bournemouth beat Brighton 2-1, which now sees them sit 4th place in the table. And I've got to say, they are only 3 points above the top. And again, just like Brentford, guys, Bournemouth lost so many players, okay? They lost £165 million worth of defenders. And they lost a striker, Katara. You know what? Bournemouth, guys, are looking solid. They are a tough side to beat. Sitting 4th place, guys, in the first 4 games is massive, on 9 points as well. So, fair play to Bournemouth, man. And yeah, they could give Newcastle a fantastic game. Up against Newcastle, who beat Wolves 1-0, and their debut goal sensation, Wumada, scored his first goal on his first game. And you know what, guys? He looks solid. You know, he's massive. So all these crosses coming in, obviously Trippier on the left, right hand side, Lumento on the left, they can both cross the ball. And with him up front, with his height, you know, that could prove a massive, like, set piece change in their system. And you know what? He looks a decent player. To get the goal in his debut, that's all you can ask for, and for the winner as well. So you know what, guys? To me, Newcastle might have replaced Isaac. It's still early days yet, still early days, but we'll see what happens. But for me, guys, Bournemouth are a bit more confident than Newcastle. They are scoring more goals than Newcastle. So just on that, I've got Bournemouth, guys, to beat Newcastle 2-1. Sunderland versus Aston Villa, guys. So Sunderland, guys, drew 0-0 with Crystal Palace, which now sees them sit in 7th place in the table. Fantastic start to their Premier League campaign. I thought they might struggle this year, but they have brought all these players in, and they have literally, you know, succeeded so far. In the first 4 games, they have picked up 7 points, and in my opinion, that is not bad. So they're playing Sunderland right there. They're in the top half as of right now, and I've got to say, Sunderland, guys, they are playing some good football. Their new manager recently signed a new contract, so Sunderland are set for a few more years now, and if they can stay in the Premier League, that'll be massive for them. They'll be against Aston Villa, guys, who drew 0-0 with Everton, and I've got to say, Villa, guys, do not look the Villas did last season. They do not look like a Champions League side this year. They could struggle this year. Villa are the only side in the Premier League right now in the first 4 games to not score a single goal. That is right. So their goals, guys, is a massive, massive problem. Villa should not be struggling for goals because they've got Ollie Watkins up front, who in my opinion is top class. So I don't know what is happening. So just on that alone, guys, I've got Sunderland to beat Villa 2-0, which makes it 5 games without scoring a goal for Villa. The game we've all been waiting for is Arsenal versus Man City, guys. So Arsenal beat Forest 3-0. Fantastic result for Arsenal right there. Gyökeres again on the score sheet. You know what, guys? He is coming alive a little bit now. You know, he is getting. You know, he is now figuring now figuring out what the Premier League is all about. And you know what, to keep him scoring goals, I think he's scored 3 now in the first 4 games. So you know, if he can keep up that record, you know, he could have a good season. The big problem for Arsenal right now is their captain Odegaard has got a shoulder injury which could rule him out for a few weeks or so, probably even more. And when you got Odegaard injured, guys, massive problem. But they do have Eze, who is a similar player to Odegaard, and they can probably use him in his position. And we'll see what happens, guys. But Arsenal, guys, now have the capacity to rotate the squad because they've got so many players this year. They can now rotate the squad, and you know what? Arsenal could be in for a title shot. They're up against Man City, who beat their Manchester rivals, Man United 3-0. Haaland with 2 fantastic goals, by the way. They torn Man United apart, in my opinion. And that is the Man City we know. I told you last week, I said to you last week, teams have worked out Man City a little bit, but they look like, you know, they look quick against Man United. And I find, guys, when Man City play against bigger sides, they come alive, and that is what happened. Yeah, so Haaland's back on the score sheet, and could that light up Man City's season? We shall find out, guys. But just on that alone, I've got this game to be an exciting draw. That's why I've got this game to end as a 2-all draw. There we go, guys. That's my Premier League Game Week 5 predictions. If you did enjoy today's video, hit that like button, man. Subscribe if you're not already. Also, let me know in the comments, do you agree with any of my decisions and my predictions? If you do, let me know in the comments, guys. You know, let's start our debate on the comment section. And yeah, man, Game Week 5 is just around the corner. And thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next week for a brand new video. Good, and good night. Yeah.